Car market, BYD and Super League Raw, building our dreams together. There you go, we're back. We've had our coffees. Watford Gap done and dusted. We are now on the final stanza, as it were, towards the capital of this fine country. Yes, so let's get picking up from where we left off. Let's talk Wigan. Bevan French announced. I've noticed that a lot of the journalists are all over it. It's the Bevan show today. He's here and all the rest of it. I'd be amazed. It's a massive gamble, Joel. Do you see him taking it?
It's one of them gambles that either pays off massively or it can backfire incredibly. And the problem is, if he does play, how much more so is he going to get targeted? Because in a game of rugby league, you know, you can be as friends as much as you want outside, but when it's game on, you hate each other's guts. And, you know, they're going to pepper him. He's not going to be match fit. He's certainly not going to be the Bevan French that we all know. But we also know Wigan are very good at mind games. So is this all just to play some mind games on the KR fans and players, squad? I don't know. But I personally, if I was Matt Pete, I wouldn't be risking it, because the thing is, for one game, yes, of course you want to win a final, but to what cost? What cost do you injure your best?
We are mobile, ladies and gentlemen. We do apologise for that. But look, I mean, the mad thing is his diagnosis was for another 4 weeks, and you know, hamstrings are, let's be fair, they're temperamental at the best of times. And one thing we know about Bevan French is he does rely heavily on his pace. He will want to push off and push off effectively. And of course, the flip side to this is if they do go with the guy, and it has to be classed as a gamble, 4 weeks ahead of schedule. Fireman. I mean, you know, it's going to be, you call it character Savinopt. I mean, we know that Hodgkinson, we'll get to Hodgkinson in a minute, he'll be debuting it at Wembley tomorrow. But for Jack Farriman, who has done a steady away job, I think he's grown since the beginning of the season in that role. He's got them to the final. Let's be honest, he played in the semi. Yeah, it'd be a devastating blow for that young man, and it will be a test of his character if he wants to be dropped.
Well, we had a discussion before we went live earlier on in the journey. I asked the question to you, Dave: do you see Jack as a 6 or a 7? And we both agreed that he is a natural 7 more.
Yeah, I think so.
And the fact that he's been able to play at 6 and do it so effectively, and been a massive part of what Wigan's done this year, albeit that they've not been as successful as they have previous years, is testament, number one, to how good of a player Jack is, but you know how moldable he is and malleable. He's going to be.
That's a good word. That's a great.
You like a good word, don't you?
Oh, that's a storming word on the way down. Say it again.
Malleable.
Oh, honestly, that's linguistics. That's beautiful word.
Mr. Roach, where are you, sir?
Mate, that's exceptional. Anyway, carry on. Exceptional.
And, yeah, so I think that he deserves his chance. I think to pull Jack out, if that is the rumours to be true, I said that Bevan's coming in, I think it's very unfair, because Jack is one of the good main reasons why they've got there in the first place. And
do you know what the interesting thing is here, right? This is an interesting thing. The way the media are behaving. You know, on Tuesday on Weekly, he can't come back.
No.
It's been announced in the squad. The media are building it. And as we're travelling down tonight, I'm almost like, ooh, he might not. I was completely and utterly, I would say it was 90% he's not playing on Tuesday. Now I'm not so sure. I'm a little bit like this. But the thing is this: I think KR have come on that much now that is it mind games? Are they going to be bothered? Because I mean, what we know about KR at the moment, you know, the last 3 games they played against Wigan, they've won. Right? Let's just and we'll discount. I mean, well, actually 4 if we count Thursday night.
Yeah.
So, you know, they're on the crest of the wave. They're not in Wigan's shadow anymore. You know, they're not Peter Pan trying to find it, are they? You know, they know. Yep. They know that they can go toe to toe with Wigan, regardless of who Wigan put out, and they can win. So, is it mind games? Are they bothered? You know, if you're KR today, you know, are they now at that point in their progression, quadruple under the belt, now going for a retention tomorrow at Wembley? Are you at the point where you're like, we really just don't care?
Well, I think to answer that question, Dave, you've got to go back to February. KR took on the mighty Brisbane Broncos.
Blew them away.
They blew them away, quite
Did,
quite literally. And that was the biggest test of mind games, I think, because you had every single pundit under the sun over in Oz saying that Brizzy were going to breeze past them. You know, pun certainly intended. But they rose to the challenge, and you know, regardless of what you thought to how Brisbane played, KR made them play like that because KR were that good. And Willie Peters has been a coach that I'm going to go on a bit of a tangent here, Dave, if you don't mind.
Go for it, right?
Huddersfield have signed Jimmy Linehan.
We're 67 miles from London. We've got loads of
time. And the reason I don't like to talk about Huddersfield too much, but the reason why I'm saying this is because Jimmy Linehan's had a lot of things said about him regarding, you know, is it too big of a job that he's got to take on coming at Huddersfield when we're so low down? Willie Peters was the same man as Jimmy Linehan when he started. And look what he's done to that club. He's helped them get to be.
Jim,
it is, but he's brought them. They are the exact same person, you know.
Well, they're not.
No,
they're from different mothers.
Well, okay, yeah, that's a fair point. That's a very fair point. Well made, guys. I've been driving for hours. You've got to give me some allowances. But yeah, beforehand he was an unknown quantity, and now he's come in, and he is rated as one of the best coaches on the planet because he's brought the Robins to be the world champions.
Incredibly so, yeah.
And so I guess to answer your question very long-windedly is that, you know, it's I don't think it is anything that they're bothered about.
No,
it's something that they've gone through time and time again.
Yeah. And
you look at these coaches that to most rugby league fans that don't know NRL or the feeder clubs, the QLD and the New South Wales Cups, you know, you don't know of these coaches, you don't know of these players that come through, and we've been blessed with these wonderful coaches and players that have come through the feeder clubs, and they've come on to do amazing things. And I don't think Willie Peters is going to stop there because he's going on to a massive gig over in PNG, and this is going to be another one that is going to want to silence critics.
The interesting thing, though, and this is the interesting thing about Willie Peters, for me, is that, you know, we've seen over the years the likes of the Maguires and the Holbrooks and even the Kristen Wolfs to a degree come over to Super League and play an NRL brand of rugby league. Willie Peters has played a British brand of rugby league.
Yes,
and that has been very, very impressive. You know, the attacking, the shackles off. You know, and I mean, look, when you've got the tools that he's got, it's easy to do. You know, the likes of Jeslett, Mikey Lewis, Tyrone May, you know, we can keep going. You know, he's got wonderful attacking talent that he's been able to do. But this is the interesting thing for me. When he goes over and takes over at PNG in 2028, it would be interesting to see which brand of rugby he plays. Yep. Will he go over to the NRL and adopt an NRL approach, or will he set up more a British style? That's going to be interesting because there's no doubt about it. I look at the coaches that have come over from Australia, and I do think that Willie Peters has had a different style to most of them.
He has, and I'm going to go one further with you there, Dave. I think it's going to be a hybrid because what he has done is, you are correct. He has brought over. He's created, let's call it, a hybrid style form of rugby league with touches of NRL class,
especially in their own 10. When they've got a defence in their own 10, he's pressure defence. KR's pressure defence, and that you go back to Brisbane.
Yeah,
you know, if KR do that to Wigan tomorrow, that first 20 minutes, I'm always sorry to interrupt you, but the first 20 minutes tomorrow, if KR kick off, and I think tomorrow with the heat, you'd want to kick off.
Yeah,
I think, you know, the winning of the toss tomorrow. I mean, it could be that important that whoever wins the toss wins the game, because if whoever wins the toss, if they can impose themselves defensively on that first set to get the territory in this heat, complete the sets, which is clinical in a game like this. You know, high completion rate is going to be so important tomorrow in that heat. You know, we're expecting, you know, normal conditions to be about 30 degrees. I mean, the actual pitch side temperature will be another
It'd be more.
10 on top of that.
Yeah.
So we know it's going to be a hot day tomorrow. So for me, you want to kick off. You really do. I'm a great believer. It's like Golden Point. You always kick off in Golden Point. You don't receive a ball in Golden Point. It's all about get your territory, get the territory battle won first, and then from there go and win the game. And I think for me, what we've seen with KR is if you allow KR to bully you, and that's a great, over the years, Wigan have bullied other teams. And I think what we've seen with KR in the last 2 years is their ability to bully other teams. And I think that, that's what makes tomorrow so fascinating, because both sides have got it in the game to impose themselves defensively. I mean, we've talked about Junior Insember on weekly. Insember's back to his form 2 years ago. I mean, he didn't have a bad year last year. We said that. We were his biggest advocates at the end of the season statistically.
Yeah.
He had a good season. It was just by his own personal standards that people were judging him. He's back into beast mode. No question about that whatsoever. So I just think that opening 20 minutes tomorrow is going to be so vitally important. And I think whoever wins the toss, I think it's advantage then.
Well, if you'd have asked 3 to 5 years ago, could the Hunters become the hunted? I think we'd all laugh at that, really. But another interesting point you made there, Dave, was whoever gets the toss of the coin essentially has almost awarded themselves 2 points, because we have seen it on quite a few occasions, especially at the Wembley final. For some reason at kickoff, there's always an early penalty, and there's a kick for 2.
It's the nerves, isn't it?
It's the nerves, it's the occasion.
Nerves, yeah.
And especially when you've got players like Jack Farramond in there, and I'm not saying anything bad about
Hodgkinson. We haven't spoke about Hodgkinson because we know about the modern day winger. They do a lot of work out backfield.
Yes.
So if KR go and kick it downfield, I mean that's the thing about KR. It's an experienced team now. This is the same team that won the 4. So with the exception of Tom Amon, who's back to his best as well.
Yep.
So Hodgkinson, if KR do kick off, we know that Hodgkinson's probably going to have an early carry.
Yes.
And that could be a problem because
or a spill.
Well, that's it. Exactly as you were saying, you normally get an early error in finals, and we know that the modern day winger will always carry a ball. I think Hodgkinson has been absolutely exceptional.
Yeah.
This kid's come from nowhere, shades of Eckersley 2 years ago. Eckersley now for me, no wonder Miskey's surplus to requirements. I mean, and again, a player like Abbas Miskey who's done so much for Wigan Warriors to just be cast aside, which is what he has been, with the best wishes of the club and the fans, I get that. But he's been cast aside because the time is now for Zach Eckersley. And I think if I'm Liam Marshall, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but if I'm Liam Marshall, I'm looking at Noah and I'm thinking, I'm in trouble here. Genuinely, this is Liam Marshall.
Because he's the new Liam Marshall.
He's a class at this kid. I mean, I sort of think he's probably the long-term one.
Absolutely.
But as long as they've got, I think Field's there till 28. So I think, or maybe is it 29? Maybe. I think until such time as Jael moves on, I think Hodgkinson eventually might find himself at 1. But by that point, Liam Marshall's another 2 years down the track. So if Marshall doesn't get back in the team, and Marshall's on good money.
Yeah.
Marshall arguably has been one of the greatest wingers in the last 5 to 6 years in Super League.
Oh, absolutely.
Easily, but all of a sudden...
the tries tally tells you that.
Absolutely. All of a sudden, such is this kid. And that's the wonderful thing about our sport. We all, we get people talking about the NRL are pinching our better talent. And I said on Weekly a few weeks back that when you look at last season, we lost Morgan Knowles and Morgan Gannon.
Yeah.
But look at how many great players have come the other way.
Yes.
Yeah. We always find a new product. Noah Hodgkinson's another one of them where he's come through this season, and he's a kid. He's still got. The frightening thing is how much development has he still got, and he's playing with so much confidence. This is a massive test though tomorrow. It's one thing playing, how many rounds are we now? 12 rounds in Super League.
Yeah.
It's a completely different thing going out and walking out on the Wembley surface for a Challenge Cup.
And you've also got to remember the point that, and KR are definitely a part of this conversation now, that you've got clubs like St Helens, Wigan, Leeds, Warrington will put in there as well. These are massive clubs, and Hull KR especially are one of them now, where your starting lineup is your starting lineup, and the slightest sniff at a chance of getting a starting shirt, a starting lineup in a game like this, you have to take it with both hands, quite literally, and you can't make mistakes. And these are players that have been brought through the academies and through the scholarship programs and whatever the clubs have in place, to rise to these occasions and not make them mistakes. Because what happens then is if you have a pretty much flawless game, which, you know, it seldom happens, but if you can, you know, your stock rises quite well. And then when players like Liam Marshall does move on, you're kind of cementing yourself in there for the future years.
The next frontier for KR though is their ability to develop their own talent, which of course at the moment their academy is nowhere near where it needs to be long term. You know, and that's where the likes of Wigan, Warrington now, it hasn't always been the case with Warrington, but it is now. Leeds, St Helens, they've been there, done it, got the t-shirt. KR, they need, especially because the salary cap pressures that Wigan have got at the moment, KR are going to feel in the next 2 years, because all of these players now that have done this for, when their contract is up for renewal, you can add an extra 20, 30, 40k on top is what they're going to want. And there's going to be another Super League club that will pay that, you know, because they won't have the salary cap pressure. So that's going to be the next problem. But right now, KR are top of the, we know KR are top of the tree. They're back in form. They're back in what they need to do. For the purpose of this, let's try and do this. We'll probably get the members doing this in Club Wembley tomorrow when we do our live from Club Wembley. But, you know, tomorrow it's about the members. Tonight is BYDC Sea Lion 7.
Sea Lion 7.
Sea Lion 7. Lovely car. We're enjoying ourselves in it. It's a beast, guys. It is an absolute beast. One of the members have already said, let us know how it drives. He's interested in one. Joel's interested in one. 47k on the road, this baby. Outstanding car. Really, really nice. We mentioned a 4.5 seconds 0 to 62. 15.6 inch rotating screen. Oh, yeah, that's right. It rotates.
Massive screen.
Massive screen. Advanced driving assist features, you know, adaptive cruise control, as you'd expect, lane centering, 360-degree cameras all around the car. All around the car. Every side of this car has got a camera. It's ridiculous. I mean, and as you're actually driving, it's a bit freaky. You can actually play with the cameras, freaky stuff. But anyway, Apple and Android connectivity, as you'd expect. And the front seats, you can warm your bum and you can cool your bum, ladies and gentlemen. But anyway, that's by the way. I know that Joel's got a nice cold breeze
for the big derrieres
on his derriere. But let's do this. Me and you. Let's do a combined 13, Wigan and KR.
Okay.
So full back. Who you having? We're gonna go absolutes, or as much as we possibly can go an absolute in terms of who has been named in the squad. So for the purposes of fullback, we can't mention Morg. It's going to be Broadbent or Field who gets one.
Yeah, I think that's the shout, isn't it?
So Broadbent or Field.
I'm gonna go Broadbent.
Are you?
I am.
I love Jack. And everybody who knows Weekly knows. I think as a utility player, Jack Broadbent is probably in the top 3, if not number 1 in Super.
That's the reason why I'm going for Jack.
Yeah, and he is. However, a fully fit Jay Field at fullback beats him.
He does, yeah.
He does. So I'm going to put Field in, but I can see what you're doing. And like I say, I love Jack.
It's why I went there.
I think Jack's amazing. Great player. Right, wings. Who now? The choices: Hodkinson, Eckersley, Burgess, and Davies. Who are you putting on your 2 wing spots?
I think you can't not have Budgie on there.
So Budgie's on the Budgie's
yeah.
I agree with that.
I would go as far to say Hodgkinson.
I go Eckersley.
That's a shout.
I'm going Eckersley.
Good shout.
I'm going Eckersley. I'm going Eckersley on one side, Burgess on the other.
Okay.
That's what I'm going. Right, centres. We know tomorrow we've got Kieran and Wardle, and we've got Hickey and Gildart. Who are you sent? I mean, I know you're going to go Wardle, aren't you? You know.
I'm not, and I'll tell you what. I'll tell you why, Dave.
Hey, you're filthy.
Yeah.
Hey, left your iron dry, did it? Here we go.
I'll tell you why. Wardley is a fantastic centre and one of the best at it. You know, it's why he's at Wigan.
Absolutely.
No, the only thing is with Wardley is he has known to be pick up an injury at 1 or 2 times.
No, but fully fit. We're doing fully fit.
Oh, fully fit. Fully fit and picking Wardle. Absolutely.
So Wardle's in one of your centre
Wardle,
spots. Who's in the other centre spot?
Yeah, I think you've got to go
Hickey and Wardle.
Yeah.
So we're going 1 and 1.
Yeah,
I go with that. Albeit, can I just say,
Gildart's a very close second.
Gildart is back to his best.
Yeah.
You know, he had a couple of seasons. I mean, the NRL didn't work out for the lad. It took him a while to get up to speed.
But that's a good thing. We have him back.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. And you know, I think it's right and appropriate we mention Gildart. I think Gildart's well worthy of a mention. Right, 6. Your choices are Lewis, Farrimond, and French. They're all in the squads. So that's why we're doing this. They've been named in the squads for tomorrow. Who are you putting at 6?
I think you can only bring it to 2 players, and you know you are going to go between Lewis and French.
Yeah.
My head tells me French, and my heart tells me Lewis.
Right.
Why? Because I love having an English 6. I just think it's nice to have a British 6.
He'll be singing the national anthem loud and proud this boy tomorrow. Don't you worry about that. Carry on, mate.
I think I'm going to go Lewis, and the reason being, I don't think he's a better player.
Right.
Though I just think that, you kind of mentioned it on the international stage. He plays for England. We are English, and we've got to promote British players as best we can. And he is one of the best, if not the best, around there that plays six, who is British. And because I think you're going to go French.
Well, let me explain what I'm going to do. If I was allowing this, what you tried to do a minute ago with Wardle, if let me put this now. If I was playing Championship Rugby League,
okay,
and if next year I got the opportunity to design my own team, yeah,
right,
Mikey Lewis is my six for the reason he don't get injured, and that's it.
Right.
Or fully fit,
Bevan
French. He's
superstar.
Fully fit has to be Bevan French. But if I was playing Championship Rugby League, and if somebody said, right, you can pick, you can assemble your own team for 2027 to take on Super League, it's Mikey Lewis. You just don't get injured.
And the thing is, guys, you can't go wrong with whoever you pick.
No, but it's about being fair. Look, Mikey Lewis at this moment in time is not Bevan French fully fit.
No.
Bevan French fully fit is a talent, and even the most ardent Robin, take your glasses off. You've got to concede that Bevan French is just at this moment, and let's not forget when Mikey's Bevan's age, he's probably going to be thereabouts, if not better. Oh, stop! Whoa,
yeah, we're okay.
Oh,
we're doing road testing with the
road testing now.
Breaks are fantastic.
Great breaks. Yeah, but anyway, that'll be on the highlight reel. But yeah, but genuinely. Michael Lewis will probably get up to that level.
And that's the reason why I went for Lewis, because of his potential, as Reggie would like to say.
Right now, 100% fit. Right now, at this moment in time, 2026.
Yeah, better player.
I have to put Bevan French.
Yeah, I get that.
Now, this is a tricky one. 7. Tyrone May, Harry Smith. For me, arguably, and look, the likes of Jake Connor, Man of Steel in the mix. Those are probably the top 3 sevens in the comp. Let's be crystal on that.
Yep.
I think Tyrone May is one of those. I mean, we always talk about Harry Smith and what Wigan would be without him. We never do that with Tyrone, and Tyrone is exactly the same in terms of his importance to KR.
Yep.
I think it's just because he's almost like the invisible man, Tyrone May.
Yep.
Harry Smith is there, he's front and centre. Everything goes through him. Whereas Tyrone is one of these players that can just float in and out. He knows when to demand the ball. He reads it really. I think Harry, everything goes through Harry. Whether they're on top, whether they're behind, but no matter where the field position is, they're looking for Harry Smith. Certainly on play 5. Whereas Tyrone May, he's happy for Jez Litton to go tackle 5. He's happy for Mikey, but he seems to just pop up at a moment where the numbers are out. He sees an opportunity.
Yeah.
And the amount of times that you see Tyrone May have the ball in his hand at a critical moment where he knows exactly what he's going to do before the ball even hits his hand, because he's done the numbers, he's seen his opportunity, and his range of kicking. I wouldn't say I would say Harry Smith has probably got slightly better array of kicking and walking fine margin, very, very fine margins. But I think what Tyrone May's got that Harry's not got is that Tyrone, for me, he knows when. He just knows when to demand the ball. Whereas I think Harry, he puts his hand up every time. There's no surprise with Harry Smith when he's got the hand on the ball. Whereas sometimes, all of a sudden, Tyrone May will just have he's like, where did that come from? Where did he come from?
Yeah.
So I think it's important we give Tyrone a bit of flour. And I don't mean the stuff that you put in buys. But that said, I'm going Harry Smith. I can't not go Harry Smith. I think Harry Smith, Wigan Warriors without Harry Smith, we saw it when he was banned for those few games. Wigan Warriors are not Wigan Warriors. And Harry Smith, for me, is probably the biggest unsung hero of Wigan. Possibly, do you know what? I won't go in my lifetime, in the history of Wigan Warriors, I think Harry Smith might be one of those players that has not got, certainly outside of the cherry and white, the respect and the everything really. It's just not been given what he's deserving of for me.
Yeah, he deserves his props now. I thought he was going to go Tyrone May there.
It's close.
Do you know what? It's very close, and I agree with you, Dave. Actually, we're in sync on this one. And the reason why I say that, I would like to explain. It's just a couple of things to add on to what you've just said. Because I've got Lewis, I would want Harry as his partner.
Yeah.
I just think they complement each other really well.
Yeah.
Because what Lewis doesn't do, Harry can.
Yeah.
And there isn't much between it either.
No.
You know, Lewis has got a good kicking game. We know that. He can kick a 40-20, 20-40, whatever you want to call it. They both can. I'm going to contradict myself here slightly, but you're going to understand why I'm saying it. Harry Smith, when he has a dip in form, you know about it.
Oh,
Whereas
absolutely.
Tyrone May, you don't notice them dips.
No.
But I think that then explains how good he is when he is really good. Because fantastic.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I would go for 7. Because I think he just gives that extra little pizzazz that you want, especially in big games. And he's proven himself in big games now.
Yeah.
So for me, Harry gets the 7, but it's a very close.
Yeah. I still go back to 3 years ago, the Catalan game. I still, the Bevan French game.
Yep.
Was it the Bevan French? No, the year before the Catalan game.
Yep.
How Harry Smith wasn't the Harry Sunderland that day, I'll never know. It was bonkers, absolutely bonkers.
Good players don't get the props they deserve sometimes.
No, he should have had that all day long. There's an argument the year after as well when French scored the wonder try. Harry Smith second half was a masterclass, and that's the thing with Harry Smith. Is in Sinfield-esque in a final. He can manage a game.
Interesting.
And that's what Sinfield was great at.
You're right.
Kevin Sinfield for me.
Game management.
Yeah, I would put him right up there, Kevin. He was incredible. That Leeds era for me doesn't happen without Kevin Sinfield's mastery in finals. He was just he knew exactly when to set to. He was a leader of men, incredible. And like I say, Harry's performances certainly in the 23 and the 24 grand finals for me. He was unlucky not to come out with Harry Sunderland the war. But I know I've probably upset a few KR fans there putting, French and Smith as me half backs. But like I say, if it was playing Championship manager, rugby league, I'm probably putting Lewis in his fitness. I would still have Harry Smith in there, which is good news for Tyrone May because he might win the Leinster now tomorrow. If he said that. But let's go front row. This is going to be interesting. So, I mean, look, there's a plethora here. We don't know who's going to be on the bench. We don't know who's going to be in the team.
This might be the toughest call.
We've got Jesse Sue, we've got Tom and Mo, we've got Luke Thompson, we've got Ethan Havard, we've got Patrick Mago in the mix here. I think they're the ones based on the squads. They're the ones we're going to discuss. Who would be your starting 8 and 10? See,
this is the tough one because do you want an impact prop who does special things for a short amount of time? Because then
your team, mate.
Patrick Mago would be in the shout for that.
Yeah.
I think it would be amiss of me not to put Sue in there. I think Sue is
a big call.
I think he's a fantastic prop. I really like him, just because of his engine. He's got defence and he can pack a punch. I do like him.
So you're putting Jesse Sue in?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And who's your side?
I go Luke Thompson.
No Tom and Mo. Wow.
No, and the only reason why I'm saying that is because we're going off current form, right?
Yeah, well, Mo's in beast mode at the minute, mate.
At the moment, yeah.
Yeah, so we're going on current form.
Well,
he's beast mode, isn't he?
He is.
He-Man's coming out, don't you?
Why is he getting the siren roll, is it?
No, he's Beastman. Beastman, Skeletor, Beastman.
Fair enough.
Yeah, new He-Man film coming out very soon.
Yeah,
I'm very excited about that.
I'm going to go just to see Luke Thompson. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because, for me, they've proved it over enough time. When Tom Amon was at Cass, maybe it's because didn't want to be there. I don't know.
Yeah.
He just didn't do it for me. And for me to get that starting position, you've got to be doing it all the time, no matter where you're at. And that to me is something that sticks in the back of my throat.
Wow. I'm going Tom Amon. I can't knock the Tom Amon. Tom Amon for me is, yeah, I've got to go Tom. I think Tom's back into his groove. I think look, we didn't see the best of Tom at Casford last year, but I think he's come on leaps and bounds since then. We saw what he did for Lee. The NRL didn't work out for him. We know that. Yeah. And that's probably, mentally, that probably hurts him as well, because he really wanted that opportunity over at Canterbury. It didn't work out for him. He's come back, and I think, the KR fans are in love with him, and rightly so. I mean, Tom Amone is an animal, absolute animal. So I've got to put Tom in. I'm going to put Luke Thompson in because he's been there, done it, got the t-shirt, and that's it. I mean, probably thinking you're going to have a good time. I think 9 is probably going to be our easiest pick, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Jez, isn't it? Yeah, that's an easy one. That.
Do you think he'll go there now?
If he does, I don't blame him. But I'd like to keep him. I think he does. He's a big reason as to why I think we could have eyes on the sport.
Yeah.
In this rugby league, I think we've got to have to be a little bit selfish with players like Jez because they don't come around often.
They don't, but I mean, obviously, when Josh Hodgson was over in Canberra, you know, we've not really had a 9 that has gone over to the NRL. I mean, don't get me wrong, Hodgson was a player. Don't get me wrong, he was. But I think Jez could go over there and in a different way to Sam Burgess and James Graham. I think he could go over there and get respect in terms of a 9. That, you know, I think he's well equipped, and I think the way in which we know how the NRL works in terms of ruck speed and all of that kind of gizmo, and I think that Jez Litton over there it'd be interesting to see him for a couple of seasons, whether he does or whether he doesn't. I mean, the main thing is we're giving him that respect that he is an NRL talent, and I think he is an NRL talent.
Yeah.
And that's the thing in our sport. I mean, you know, the Perth thing's going to be unbelievable next year. The likes of Neiman going over Aletsky. I mean, I hope they prove me wrong, but that's going to be interesting to see how those boys go over there. But I think Jez is absolutely in that mould that I think if he was to go over, he will be a success. I think he's an incredible talent.
On that with Jez, built like an NRL 9.
Yeah.
And that's why I think he's head, you know, other than the face and the structure, just to look at him, that is how NRL 9s are, the good ones.
I agree.
And the thing with Jez is you can't say he's a running 9 and you can't say he's a ball player. He's got it all. He's an all-rounder. And that's why I fear that he would go to the NRL, because I don't think we'd get him back. Because he's that good of a 9 that there'd be many clubs that would want him, and I think one of them clubs would be Canterbury. They'd want him, you know.
Well, they love English lads, don't they?
They do.
Canterbury and Canberra.
Canberra as well, yeah. Canberra. Sorry, yeah.
Canberra love it.
Yeah, Canberra.
But I think, you know, if you're a KR fan, you're so happy that Willie Pete's got the PNG job, because I think I think if he got one of the Sydney jobs, I think I'd be probably sleeping under the pillow me if I was a KR fan, because I'd be feared to death of what was going to happen there.
And there's still a chance that he could bring him to PNG.
There is, but it's going to be like a bubble, mate. It's going to be like a military camp. I just don't.
He wouldn't like it, would he?
No. I mean, don't get me wrong. I understand the Aussie boys going over there for a couple of years to get, you know, the tax-free element. Same right, you know, the tax-free element's a good thing, but I just don't see it. But let's get into second row. Second row, Hadley's in the squad, so we've got to go there. We've got James Batchelor's in the mix.
Yes.
You know, Batch is there. Farrell's there. Walters has played a bit there. I think he'll be on the bench tomorrow, Walters, because I think he gives them a prop forward stroke second row feel. So I think Walters will probably start on the bench, but he's played a lot in second row, so we'll put him in the mix. Junior Insemba obviously goes in the mix, and you've got to say Reece Martin as well, because Reece Martin has played second row. All of those players are in the mix. Who's your second row?
This is one of the tougher ones, because you've got, how can you go against Insemba, Farrell, and then Batch? He's having a great year.
Yep. What's what quality Batch doesn't get outside of KR potentially.
He's an out-and-out 12.
He's an incredible. He's a player, James Batchelor. He really is.
I think we can write off Walters just because
I agree
of the quality that we've got within the names that you just mentioned. And bearing in mind, guys, whoever we say here or we leave out the squad doesn't mean we don't like them. We love these players. They're fantastic. Yeah. But we're choosing players off how we would want the team to play.
Yeah.
So I think.
Which way are you going?
It's between Batch and December for me.
What, both in?
I'm thinking so.
So they're both in.
How do you? I don't know.
I think you mentioned Walters.
Batch and December.
You mentioned Hadley. You mentioned Walters. I think both of those are on a bench.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Yeah.
I think they're I think they're on a bench no matter what.
Yeah.
I think for me, I just think class player. And I think we're starting to see. And I want him to have a great season because I want him in the World Cup. Because again, we want players. I mean, we talked about Jamal Hadley and Wardle, who would frighten the Australians the most in attacking phases. And Semba would frighten those teams.
Yeah.
You know, he really would. You know, so I want Semba to have a great season. And Semba's in, and then it's a toss up between Hadley and Batch for me on the other side. And the only reason I'm not putting Farrell, and I love Farrell. You know, and if we're having this conversation 6 years ago, Farrell's probably in. But because I'm having to put Minchella at 13, which he will be, because that's a non-contest for me.
That's right.
He's your captain. You know, you don't need that many leaders on the field. I'm putting Minchella at 13, so that allows me to free up the Farrell debate. The Farrell doesn't come into it now, even though he's the most decorated on the field on Saturday. 5 finals, 4 winners' medals. This is opportunity for 6 out of 5 tomorrow. Incredible record in the Challenge Cup, Liam.
Before you give us your thing, Dave, can I just have a mention on BYD right now?
Go for it.
It's just told me because I looked down to turn the fan off because it's absolutely freezing in here. The aircon is far too at you.
He won't be shutting his eyes.
I won't be shutting my eyes. And if you look down at the screen, it tells you. Yeah. So that's a good little plug for BYD.
Indeed. So that's it. So yeah, for me, I'm and Semba definitely, and I'm probably going to go. I'm just because I've got a moan, and again because I've got a moan, and because I've got Thompson, and because I've got Semba, I've got plenty of bite. So because I've got plenty of bite, I'm going Batch.
I thought he was going to say that.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If we went for the bite, I'm probably going Adler because he gives you that bit of bite. But when you've got Thompson and you've got Amon and then you've got Semba, I think you've got enough, and I think you need that little bit of Batch. So there. So I think I don't know how many. I think that's probably very close to a 50-50.
It's quite split.
It's very, very split.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting tomorrow to see where the members put it, because I'll be having a bit of fun with the members in Club Wembley. We're doing a big live from 12:30 p.m. tomorrow in Club Wembley, having a couple of sherbets. We'll be bringing members in one-on-one for their chats. We'll have a few Robins for the neutrals here tomorrow. Leopards fans, we've got Huddersfield, obviously, Warrington fans in the house as well. Trying to think, I think we've got Leeds as well. I think we've got a Leeds fan in the room as well. Cass fan in the room as well. So yeah, there's a few neutrals in there that can cast their votes, and it'll be interesting to see what they have to say. Right, so there you go. Couple of lives on the way down to Wembley. We told you that we'd do it. I thoroughly enjoyed that chat. Has your mind changed from weekly? You went KR on weekly. I think you went
by 6
score, yeah. Based on Whitbread, we don't know as we sit here now, Lawton and Hadley. That would be massive if they were out as well. I think one of them plays. I'd be amazed if both did. Has your mind changed, or are you still confident KR can get the job done?
I'm still confident, especially even more so now if the rumours of French is true, because even if he's playing, an 80% French is still far better than a lot of other players, but he's just not match fit. I think he would probably tighten up, especially with hamstrings. Anybody who's played any sort of sport, especially rugby, trust me when I tell you, if you've got a hamstring injury, even a small niggle, it really hurts.
Yeah.
So he's not going to be the Bevan French that we know.
No. His game's based on it, and it's got to be in the back of his mind, hasn't it?
That's
got
right.
to be, and
that would reinforce a KR victory as well.
And you know what? If they have put him in, and look, we saw this with Herman Essa at the weekend at Lee. They put Herman Essa in the 20. It was a good news story for the fans. Herman's not far away, and we're delighted about that. This could be the same. That he's not a million miles away. We'll bang him into the squad. He's coming down to Wembley anyway. I'd be amazed. I'd be absolutely amazed. And like you, I'll be very interested to see if he lasts the 80 minutes, if he does go in, based on the fact that he's carried an hamstring injury. Yeah. It'll be very, very interesting indeed. Myself, based on what's happened, French piece, I think, regardless of that, I think KR now are at that mental state of they don't fear anyone. They've got over those hurdles. They're now and I think the Brisbane one was a massive one for that, because that'll have just took them on a different level in terms of the confidence.
Absolutely.
So for me now, KR are at a point where they're probably not worried about what Wigan will do. They're more worried about executing their own game plan and getting that right. And for that reason, I'm still with KR tomorrow. I went by 12. That might be a bit shorter, maybe, but I still think KR for me. But hey, I'll sleep on it, and I might be saying something completely different in Club Wembley tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Especially when we get the teams, because of course when we're doing the live, the teams will be announced at 1 o'clock, or 1:30. So of course we'll be getting those live as we're doing the live from Club Wembley tomorrow. Remember, folks, if you're heading down to Wembley, if you want to come and say hello to me, Joel, and the Super League Royal community, we will be at the Bobby Moore statue from about 11:15 tomorrow. It'll be good to see you, and you can tell us, your thoughts on the Challenge Cup final 2026. But me and Joel have got other things to do now, so we're going to say good evening to you all. We have got a bad boy waiting in a bar.
Hopefully a Caffrey's.
Hopefully a Caffrey's in an hour's time or
and
so.
please do not be shy. If you see us and you want to come say hello, we'd love to meet you. We don't bite. We might be big, but we don't. we genuinely love meeting new people. So definitely come up and say hello to us, and we'll have a lovely good chat.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. We did promise you a couple of lives from me and from Joel from the car with BYD. Enjoy your evening. We'll see you tomorrow from Wembley. Bye.
Much love.